Don't get advanced English confused with fancy vocabulary, right? A lot of people that I have worked with over the years, when they want to improve their English skills, they feel like they need to do that by learning more advanced vocabulary, fancy words, fancy phrases. And although there's nothing wrong with that, it doesn't always help in your real life conversation because you need to make sure that you are able to use those words comfortably, confidently in conversation. And sometimes we don't need to try and impress people with fancy vocabulary. Sometimes fluency is really actually about being able to have more in-depth discussions, being able to confidently engage in conversations about deeper topics, right? Topics are at the core of every conversation, and that is more important to developing your opinions, developing your ideas, having something to talk about. When it comes to advancing your level of speaking, it's really about going deeper with your level of thinking. For example, if I was to talk about my job, more of a beginner way to talk about my job would be to say, I'm an English tutor and I really like my job, right? Nothing wrong with that, but it just sits a little bit more on the surface. If we want to get more advanced, a little bit more of an intermediate level, this is when we start attaching opinions to things, which is why I always encourage you, develop your opinions, think about the reasons why, like answer these questions in your speaking. So I'm an English tutor, I love my job, I get a lot of flexibility, which is something that I really like, and I get to help people. I love that I get to help people. Now, to take that even further, to get even more advanced, to get deeper with this, it's not about using really fancy words and phrases, it's about getting a little bit more abstract with my thinking, being able to have things that I can question and get a little bit deeper with the reasons why, right? These are not things that have a right or a wrong answer. They're things that you can really question and look at different perspectives. And when you're able to do that, advance your thinking in that way, you're going to be able to advance your speaking as a byproduct of that, right? I could say, I like my job, I enjoy my flexibility, and a big part of that is that I've always had a deep desire for freedom. I don't like to be told what to do. I don't agree with the fact that society kind of forces us all down one path, and we have systems that kind of don't always cater to the individual and how you really feel and your personal strengths, and I also think in terms of helping people, a big part of that is that I want to help people build their confidence, because I see such patterns in my students, the similar things that I've gone through, not feeling good enough, comparing myself to other people, and I really want to help people with their confidence, because I think that is such a game-changing thing for your life.